Welcome to the Gleaner's Corporate Coffee Mornings. Our guests are Mr. Patrick Hylton, Group Managing Director of National Commercial Bank, and Mrs. Audrey Tugwell Henry, who is responsible for the Retail Banking Division. Welcome.
Thank you.
I noticed that there are some very exciting things ahead for the bank. I hear about intelligent deposit ABMs, I hear about branch reconfiguration, and I hear about cashless financial kiosks.
Yes.
What are those, Mrs. Henry?
Well, those are additional channels that we are creating for customers. Let me take the branch piece first. We are putting up a new branch in Manor Park, yes. And that really is to improve the service to our customers in that area. We have 2 small branches there now, and we are just growing, expanding and outgrowing that space. So we're putting up a new state-of-the-art, energy-efficient branch on Constant Spring Road.
Okay, good.
And our intelligent ABMs is part of our ongoing thrust to move our customers to electronic banking channels, and these intelligent ABMs will accept cash in real time. And our financial kiosks really are channels that will allow customers to do non-cash transactions like requesting managers' checks, requesting embassy letters, doing transfers on their bank accounts, paying bills, etc.
Any timelines on those last 2?
Well, in terms of the last 2, they're pretty close. We're piloting in one of our branches in this year, and so we'll make that announcement soon to the public.
Oh, so it's not going to roll out across the island?
Right, we're starting at one location and then ultimately we'll roll out across the network.
Okay. No, Mr. Hylton.
If I could add something to that.
Yes.
I think what you're seeing in the kiosks, in terms of the intelligent ABMs, in terms of some of the reconfiguration that is taking place, is really a transformation of the way in which we offer financial services in Jamaica. And we are trying to lead that process. Right? We want to create greater efficiency, we want to create greater convenience, right? So we want to improve our service proposition and service quality to the customer by enabling them to do banking transactions at their own convenience, anywhere, any place, anytime. So that's part of the overall philosophy. And so we have to put in place the infrastructure. We have to put in place the various elements and components of that strategy. And this is what this transformation is about.
Okay. I would like you to explain to viewers what's the rationale. What does it cost the bank? What is it that causes you to pass on these fees that many people are of late referring to as astronomical, from fees to deposit and so on and so forth? What is it that you have to pay out so that makes you want all of this money from us in fees?
So the provision of fees is an attempt by the bank to recover a portion of the cost associated with handling these transactions. I notice I said a portion because truthfully, many of these services, particularly handling cash and checks, is very expensive. And the question is, how is handling cash expensive?
Yes.
First of all, you have to provide a secure environment, very secure environment in which to handle cash. Secure not only from the perspective of physical security, for persons coming in there to do business, but also from the perspective of internal arrangements for security purposes. For example, we have to ensure that there's proper custody of cash, we have to ensure there's separation of duties and so on in handling cash. And then we go to the thing about the necessity to insure cash, because we have to insure it while it is in the bank. Then the next thing we have to do, we have to transport cash, which is also an expensive exercise involving security, special arrangements for transportation and so on. And then on top of that, we need to recognize that when we are holding cash, we actually earn nothing on it.
Really?
So from our perspective, what we're trying to do, even as we charge fees for these things to try and recover some of the costs, is to provide alternatives to people. And we spoke about that earlier in terms of some of the transformation that is taking place, so that they don't have to use cash to do transactions. They can do transactions using the various other channels and other media that we provide. right, and avoid incurring those costs or minimize those costs.
So you don't just insure, you mentioned insurance, you don't just insure the cash on behalf of the depositor, you have to insure it on behalf of yourselves too.
Well, we insure it on behalf of ourselves, the physical cash it is, because the insurance of the depositor is a record that he has in the bank, that he has deposited cash.
Okay.
Right? Now that physical cash has to be safeguarded, it has to be insured, it has to be counted, it has to be properly custodied,
Yes.
and then it has to be transported.
Okay. So Mrs. Henry, with Constant Spring, do you have any more branches set to come on stream or any more closure of present facilities?
Well, we are always reviewing our business operations. Constant Spring right now represents the biggest thing in terms of physical branch space that we're looking at. There may be one or two other adjustments that we make during the course of the year.
Okay.
But in terms of a significant event, it's the building of that new branch.
Okay. This is the Gleaner's Corporate Coffee Mornings, and we're speaking with Senior General Manager for Retail Banking at NCB, Mrs. Audrey Tugwell Henry, and NCB's Group Managing Director, Mr. Patrick Hylton.